Hello, everybody. At this time, we are talking about leasing. Leasing is a financing arrangement that allows individuals or companies to use assets without buying them. According to the Financial Services Authority in Indonesia, or OJK, leasing allows a lessee to use an asset owned by another party or lessor for a specific period in exchange for periodic payments. One advantage of leasing is purchasing the asset at the end of the lease term. While this option is not mandatory, it provides flexibility for businesses or individuals wanting to eventually own the asset. Leasing involves several parties, including the lessor, lessee, supplier, and a bank to facilitate the transaction. Leasing is a rental contract that allows the lessee to obtain the needed assets with staggered payments. And then we move to advantages and disadvantages of leasing. We start from advantages. The first, flexibility. Leasing allows for seasonal business adjustments and personalized payment plans. It also offers the option not to purchase the equipment at the end of the term, allowing for a new lease on different equipment. And then, second, practicality. Leasing payments do not impact credit history, enabling simultaneous loans for other business needs. And then the third, convenience. No need to find guarantors or collateral. And fourth, savings. Leasing payments are deductible expenses, reducing taxable income. Additionally, vehicle tax is not paid by the lessee. And then advantages. The first, ownership. Until purchased, leased equipment belongs to the leasing company. And second, regulations. Leasing companies strictly monitor their property, and violations of use or insurance rules can result in fines. And then we move to different types of leasing options. There are two different types of leasing options businesses can make use of. The first, finance lease. A finance lease, also known as a capital lease, is a financial arrangement where a leasing company grants a business usage of an asset for a predetermined time frame. Generally, at the conclusion of this agreement, ownership of the asset is transferred to the lessee. Throughout the duration of the lease, both the leasing company and the lessee jointly bear certain economic risks and benefits associated with the asset. And then second, operating lease. An operating lease, also known as business contract, contract hire when it involves a commercial vehicle is the most straightforward type of lease available. In a sense, a business leases an asset from a leasing company for a part of the asset's useful life. As operating leases typically only cover a shorter period than the lifetime of the asset, a business won't pay for the asset's full cost. As ownership of the asset lies with the leasing company, the business leasing the asset isn't responsible for the risks and rewards of owning the asset. And then we move to differences between leasing and credit. There are some key differences between the two. The first about definition. The primary difference between credit and leasing lies in their definitions. Credit is a loan a bank or financial institution provides with or without collateral. On the other hand, leasing is a rental arrangement for assets for a specific period. And then second, end of contract. At the end of a credit contract, the borrower must repay the principal and interest as agreed. In leasing, the lessee has two options at the end of the agreement: purchase the asset at a predetermined price or return it the lessor. Both credit and leasing are valuable financing options for individuals and businesses. Understanding the fundamental differences between the two is essential when making the right choice. And then third, object of financing. Another crucial difference is the type of asset being financed. Credit can be used to fund any goods or services that the borrower will eventually own. In leasing, the asset is leased to the user for a specific period. In other words, the lessor retains asset ownership throughout the lease term. And then why leasing is better than buying. Renting is a good offer because it does not require an immediate significant investment of money. Instead, the tenant signs a contract in which he undertakes to pay a certain fixed fee for each specified period. Renting avoids a lot of paperwork and liability for the building or equipment that went wrong. Leasing allows redirecting existing capital into business development instead of buying a building or equipment. The lease allows timely and much cheaper modernization. When a large amount of equipment is bought with capital, it has to work until it pays off, and thus, if the production volumes are not too large, it can take a long time. In the case of a lease, the equipment does not need to be thrown away and capital is not invested in it. It will be enough to exchange it in order to rent it. Thus, the lease optimizes the enterprise and will not allow it to become obsolete. And then we move to features of leasing. The first feature, flexibility. Terms and payment schedules for leasing can be adjusted to meet the specific needs of both lessors and lessees. Conditions can be adjusted to accommodate funding constraints, project timelines, or equipment life cycles. And then second, decrease risks. Leasing helps lower the risk associated with asset ownership, such as the possibility of depreciation, obsolescence, or changes in the market. Businesses that lease the assets benefit from more stability because lessors frequently assume some of these risks. I think it is enough. Thanks for watching.